Hi everybody, Kat here. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. It's Saturday morning. It's the weekend and I tell you, conspiracy theories are dropping like flies. At this rate, we're going to run out of them by 2030 because they just keep coming true. First, and this is huge, the whole Russiagate collusion, election interference by Putin on the American election. We knew it was the deep state and the Democrats, led by Obama, to destroy the Trump presidency. That's sedition. Tulsi Gabbard came out and explained everything the other day, and CNN had the balls. They cut her off. They cut her press conference off because they're not in the business of telling you the truth. They're in the business of social engineering, extreme social engineering. Think about it. Since 2016, Tapper and Comey, the FBI, the CIA, all of the intelligence guys, this is a psyop of huge proportions. Russian collusion, they made up a dossier, they made up an intelligence report. Everybody knew. Everybody was in on it, everybody knew. But the goal was to destroy Trump from the beginning. And in the process, feeding the public through the mainstream medium. I mean, Russian collusion, the election, Putin. Oh my God, Trump derangement syndrome is a real thing. They've created a mental illness by the constant barrage of lies that they've purported about Trump for almost a decade. The three-letter agencies all went along with the fake story just to unseat Trump. The left doesn't want you to believe that this is happening. Heads are going to roll. Heads are going to roll, and this is going to push the weak lefties, the mentally ill, just over the edge. Oh. And now another conspiracy theory. We knew there was something seriously wrong with Hillary. The facial expressions, the twitching. Remember that at one event she was just like howling and shaking. The day that they basically had to just shovel her into the back of a van. All the crazy behavior. Severe mental issues. She was purportedly heavily medicated during this time. Can you imagine if she ever became president? But I mean, we all knew it. We all knew it at the time. She'd have an episode and then the next day they'd roll out a body double. Did you know that her daughter, Chelsea, had a luxury apartment on, I think it was 666 anyway. I don't know if it was Broadway or Fifth Avenue or whatever. Jared Kushner's building, right? Also in that building was a standalone friggin' super duper private clinic hospital that purportedly Hillary made use of at the time. So there's just so much of this. And look at Biden. Look what we know about him now. Body double Biden. My favorite is the 7-foot tall one. That's my favorite. And, and last but not least, it's come out undeniably that Meghan was scamming and scheming for a prince when she was still with Trevor Engelson. Her and Harry were scheming behind the scenes with Barack Obama. Oh, way back. And given what we've discovered about the Sussexes and U.S. aid funding canceling, that being canceled, the association with Ashley Biden, canoodling with all the Bidens, Harry's visa, they're still investigating this and pushing for transparency. It's all happening. The bullying confirmed. Whistleblowers are coming out. We're starting to hear confirmation of things in their household and business that we've been saying for years. It's now finally being confirmed. Barack Obama and the intelligence agencies, along with their minions, worked to bring down President Trump. And Harry and Meghan had a place in the scheme of things. How did Harry know about January 6th? Just look that one up. This whole thing, it's been a hoax played on the world for a decade. This game to destroy a sitting president. The Russian hoax made up by Obama and paid for by Hillary. And they want you to believe that the Ukraine narrative they've been feeding you is real. That'll come out too. And it's such bad luck for Harry and Meghan right now. Hollywood's rejected them. The people that they need support from have rejected them. Any association with Biden or Obama that got them a place at the table before, you want to distance yourself from that right now, I tell you. It's just Harry and Meghan. It's just been scandal after scandal, leaked meetings, money drying up. Netflix has cut ties with them. I don't think they're cozying up to Brian Robinson and his wife. We'll give him a Paramount deal. Not after this. Not after Netflix. Failure after failure. Truth bombs falling all over the place. And I mentioned this a month ago, that we were approaching the watershed where all of this would come out. And I think we're there now. I was listening to another YouTuber the other day, and in the chat room, and somebody had asked the question, well, wouldn't the press have known about this? Why haven't they said anything till now? And if you've been following me, you know, because I've talked about it. There's such a thing called an embargo. The Palace works very closely with the press. The Palace directs the press. And if there's something that they don't want them to print, they put an embargo on it. Sometimes it's a timed event. You're embargoed until this date, this time. Sometimes it's just full on, you can't talk about it. This has gone on forever. I mean, it was really, really apparent in the Diana and Charles years. For example, the Squidgygate tapes, the Camilla-gate tapes, all the dirty tapes, right? The newspapers had those. They sat on them for like 3 years. They just wouldn't dare put that out. Everybody knew, but you weren't allowed to say anything until the point that, Diana comes out with her book. Charles comes out with a book and a TV interview. where he admits adultery. By then, all bets were off, and the press could freely report what they'd known going back to 1986, 87. They knew the marriage was done for years. But everybody put up the front, right? Till it was no longer undeniable out of Charles's mouth. Then they could talk. And I think for a very long time the British press has been embargoed about saying too much about Harry and Meghan in a critical way. And I think it was probably pressure on the palace, Charles saying, give my kid a break. They're in California, they're trying to do their thing. They've left here, leave them alone, right? But now that so much has come out, people aren't. The Queen is dead too. Nothing would have come out before she. But people are starting to talk. This is so big that they don't care anymore. I don't care about the embargo. It's out. Everybody knows it. Books have been written. So now you're starting to see kind of a change of attitude in the press. They're reporting more freely. Now we are going to see, for as long as they can try to do it, Harry and Meghan and their press people are still going to try to pump out positive press. But I think they're done. I think it's done. I think... And they know it too. They know they're done. They're running out of money. That's why we had the private meeting. It was about money. What I've been saying for over a year in my playlist, King Charles III, and also intertwining with the time loop, that Harry and Meghan would be looking at some kind of a financial settlement in lieu, if they're going to be exiled, they want some money. And that's what's happening. That's what's happening as far as I'm concerned. I think so. And we're in the watershed, and I think it's just going to get just a purge with Harry and Meghan. We're going to start hearing so much. And desperate people do desperate things. I've said it before and I said it again. I'm waiting on a particular event. And when it happens, it's going to be tons of fun. All right, that's what I have for you today. Enjoy your weekend. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I want to know what you're thinking. And we will see you in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.